over 600 million acres of free space.
Like to the right is like all those little circles.
Public land is used by climbers, bikers, hikers, and the oil and gas industry. Decisions on how land is used are made by the Bureau of Land Management, a branch of the Department of the Interior headquartered here in Washington, D.C. Most Americans don't know the power and influence BLM has over our nation's public land use, but business owner Ashley Kornblatt does. She's an owner of Western Spirit Cycling, a bike tour outfitter headquartered in Moab, Utah. She came up against the influence of BLM pretty close to home recently.
How do you decide if it should be a well pad or a bike trail? So, now that we know that burning oil is causing these other problems, you kind of got to ask yourself, should we burn the Picasso to heat the house for an hour with the bad fuel?
That's exactly what the community around Moab is concerned about, with many of these trails heavily supporting the local economy. Recently, a parcel came up for lease nearby in Grand County, Utah. It threatened access to numerous trails close to Moab and Arches National Park, and the local government petitioned Utah's state BLM office to pull the leases off the table. Over the past 20 years, the Bureau reduced public lands in the western United States by 3%. That doesn't sound like much, but BLM oversees more than 100 times the amount of land that the largest private owner does, and 3 times as much land as the National Park Service. According to user data, a lot of these deserts, forest, cliff, and trails are being used for outdoor recreation.
So it used to be that deferrals could happen at the local level, and that relationship became so crucial, but that changed somehow?
The Trump administration, despite our pleas, we really tried to help them see the great economic opportunities that federal lands were providing and support it. But they were interested in only one thing: energy dominance.
In Utah, recreation is a massive economic producer, owning 54% of jobs that are created on public lands. Energy is a huge producer as well, though. Usually, oil and gas leases opposed by the local outdoor rec community still end up leased. But this year is a little different. Utah's new state director for BLM, Greg Sheehan, appreciates the feedback from people like Ashley in helping the agency make decisions on public land use.
I had to pretty quickly evaluate a series of factors that were in front of me. And those factors were the location of these parcels, feedback that had come in from the city, from the county, from different users and groups, from the state.
Some of those letters also came from Congress and the Senate. The letter from Grand County specifically discussed the impact to their, quote, world-famous recreation areas and their economy.
So there was all this set of information in front of me, and I quickly asked for an opportunity to have a meeting with our staff and try to really get to the bottom of this, because I was the one who was going to have to more or less make the decision on issuing these parcels for sale. And in all honesty, I just didn't feel like everything I saw and read that this was really the right time and maybe the right place to conduct all these.
Because those parcels are just outside of Moab.
All of the different issues that are part of that, the viewscapes, the access to these areas, I just didn't feel like I could support that at that time. And so we pulled those parcels right near the end.
So was outdoor recreation and that sort of economic impact a lot of the feedback and those factors that you said that you were sort of looking at and considering?
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of uses of our land. There's a saying that we have at BLM. It says, while we manage for all uses, doesn't mean every use happens on every acre. And it doesn't mean, there's some oil and gas down in that Moab area now. It's been there for a very long time.
The change of tactic in Utah represents what could be a tectonic shift in public land management. Over the past 20 years, BLM has sold, what they call disposed of, over 27 million acres of land. It's also leased another 26 million acres for oil and gas, just in 2018. While energy development has traditionally been seen as the cash cow for the federal government, actions like the ones taken in Utah offer a different way forward, one that gives the local economy more buy-in and business owners like Ashley Kornblatt a voice in the discussion.